and again, over and over, wishing beyond hope that it would never end, that he might always feel this free. Surely there's an answer down some new path, mustn't there be? Perhaps if he played just one more time. But there is no answer. How could there possibly be? In reality, all he's doing is pushing the same buttons he always has. Nothing has changed. The longer he spends here, the more invested he gets, the more he forgets which life is the real one.
Hello YouTube, my name is TigerBan, and last time we had ended up right here simply because the dang narrator figured out which button I used for my enter chord. So, we will continue on from there.
And I'm trying to tell him this, that in this world he can never be anything but an observer, that as long as he remains here, he's slowly killing himself. But he won't listen to me. He won't stop. Here, watch this. Stanley, the next time the screen asks you to push a button, do not do it.
I'm not going to press it. I'm not. Does anything happen if I don't press it? Or do I seriously have to press in order to advance? Well, I am glad that freaky mannequin lady is gone.
You see? Can he just not hear me? How can I tell him in a way that he'll understand that every second he remains here, he's electing to kill himself? How can I get him to see what I see? How can I make him look at himself?
You can't, you dirtbag.
I suppose I can't. Not in the way I want him to.
No, you
I
can't.
don't make the rules. I simply play to my intended purpose, the same as Stanley. We're not so different, I suppose. I'll try once more to convey all this to him. I'm compelled to. I must. Perhaps, well, maybe this time he'll see. Maybe this time. And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button. And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button. And I...
Oh, that was sudden.
Already this was uncomfortable, and Stanley decided that as soon as he found a new space he felt safe in, that he would never leave it again in his life. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
I'm actually going to do it this time.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Hey. This is so...
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number. 28. Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk. That kind of anxiety isn't healthy, so he relaxed for a few moments with some calming New Age music.
I like that.
Feeling soothed and rejuvenated, Stanley calmly walked forward into the opened passageway.
What's this? hurry the F up. Or just take your time and load. That's cool. That too is cool. Could use a drink right about now. Good old-fashioned water.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long. Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility. Although this passageway had the word Escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
I want to see if it actually does.
The door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track.
Nope.
At this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
Wait, what's this? Wow, that actually did. Huh. Whoa! It didn't? What's
As the
this?
machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise, he reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever. Stanley can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is.
Wait,
perhaps
there's...
his death was of no great loss, like plucking the eyeballs from a blind man. So he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life.
What? No!
Farewell, Stanley.
Farewell, Stanley, cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
Oh, what? Where'd the female narrator come from?
And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish?
I don't know what's going on here.
When every path you can walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do you see now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
Wait, what? These two set of first concrete piece of the Stanley Parable design once this room was created. The rest of the game emerged as an extension of it, an exploration of the contradiction this room posed. Corridor. The pacing of this opening section was important to get right. This corridor had been moved and altered to make sure the player reaches the two doors in a good time. What is all this bullcrap? Nature paintings? I admit, they are lovely. I can't do anything with that? Office layout. These blueprints show the office from the beginning of the game. The path from Stanley's office to two doors was first part of the game that was built. Sections have been added and altered throughout development. Through the core layout remains almost identical to the first iteration. Sorry guys, I'm a little bit tired right now. Let's see what else is going on. Stanley's office. File cabinets. Yay. Office computers. Excuse me. Employee database. Oh, excuse me, guys. I am so sorry. Ooh, solitaire. How come they have like early 90s computers on here with like Windows? What are these? Windows 95 or earlier versions? I mean, if you guys know what versions those are, please let me know. Buttons. Button sounds. A solution of the sounds used throughout the game when buttons are pressed. Each sound is a mix of a keyboard stroke and a synthesized tone. Can you press them? Huh. Huh, I can actually hear that. Credits. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Is this actually the end of the game? Did I accidentally get to the end of the game without meaning to? An early version of the maintenance room. The Office. Actually, the Office show is actually really funny. Boss's office. Screens from the development of the boss's office. I'm guessing that's 1, 2, and 3. It's kind of weird. Employee lounge, underground, and early. Kind of hope this really isn't the end. Narrator. Out. I really think this is the end. Okay, those voices kind of creep me out. Kevin Britton, the voice of the narrator, recorded dialogue for the entire game roughly 3 separate times over the 2 years of development. These are clips from early takes that were not used in the final game. Good, I was getting a real... That actually freaked me out a little bit. If I remember correctly, that guy is from Britain, and he's one of the top comedians there. But correct me if I'm wrong on that, guys. Countdown desk. It's been a bullcrap right there. Freedom ending. This is the freedom ending, as it is extended in beta. Stanley Parable. Actually, what's over here? More office, blah, blah, blah. Let's go to the exit.
Oh, look at these two. How they wish to destroy one another. How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free.
Mm-hmm.
Can you see? Can you see how much they need one another? No, perhaps not. Sometimes these things cannot be seen. But listen to me. You can still save these two. You can stop the program before they both fail. Push escape and press quit. There's no other way to beat this game. As long as you move forward, you'll be walking someone else's path. Stop now and it'll be your only true choice. Whatever you do, choose it. Don't let time choose for you. Don't let time...
What happened? Wait. What?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
What is this?
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Going on
This
the
was
right.
not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Wow. Yes, this room. What a beautiful room. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
What, can I go down?
But in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death. Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful.
Okay. I did not think that would actually kill me, to be honest.
Already this was uncomfortable, and Stanley decided that as soon as he found a new space he felt safe in, that he would never leave it again in his life.
Well, that's it for today's episode. If you guys want to stay for more episodes of the Stanley Parable, and I will see you in the next episode. Bye-bye!